If you're ready to take gaming beyond the couch and desk, Xbox might have you covered soon. If the Activision Blizzard King acquisition goes through, Phil Spencer says that we might be seeing an Xbox mobile store for iOS and Android as early as next year.
In addition to that, we've got a bunch of game announcements to talk about, and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the news that you need to know from this here video game industry. We're coming at you on the Fruit Labs, on the YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erect the Red. I'm joined every week by Full Clip, the main Supreme. What's the haps, dude? How are you?
Well, the main Supreme. I don't know how to feel about that. Supreme Leader, yes.
Well, sure. That's, I mean,
Dude.
whatever.
Yeah, doing all right, haven't been up to anything too crazy. Got a new little addiction to tell you about. But
Is it heroin?
No.
Okay.
Almost like it, though. But I checked your channel earlier, and I saw some video of the wrestling event.
Oh, yeah. I went to a wrestling event. And so this is, like, here in my area, we have this amazing local wrestling dude, and they put on like such an amazing show. It's $20, and you're like, 15 feet away from the action. And they brought in some really talented dudes, and it was drink a lot of beer, watch some great wrestling. And I was just telling you that I did on my way leaving the event. I did end up falling, not because of the beer or anything, but it was there was something on the ground. I fell over. You know how it is.
Well, I saw in the video one dude picked up two dudes on his shoulders and threw them into a door. I think that's worth the $20 alone. I think somebody in the backyard would pay you $20 to see that.
It was amazing. And the weirdest thing was, and I don't understand this move, those two guys were on his team. I don't understand this move. He was like using them as a weapon to the guy that was on the ground, but that guy moved, so then he just threw his two teammates into a door. It didn't make much sense in the moment, but very cool to watch.
Yeah.
Yes. You been playing any fun games?
Yeah. So there's my new addiction. I tried out Valheim. Myself and the wife, we got into it. We got it off of Game Pass.
Dude, I knew you were gonna fall in love with this game. Oh
yeah. It's it's nothing new in the sense that like I feel like I've played most of these mechanics before in some amalgamation of Minecraft, Rust, Conan Exiles, and a couple other games thrown in there too. But so far, I mean, we're not crazy far into it. We're just about to like go against the first boss, and that should be pretty interesting. But it's sort of like Minecraft in that way that they don't tell you anything. You go in there kind of blind, and then you have to start watching some YouTube videos to explain to you, like, what do you do with this item? What are these used for? Should I throw these away or keep them?
Nice.
But a lot of fun.
Yeah. I know, like, everybody that's played it, they love it. So, where does it rank amongst those type of games?
Well, right now, it's pretty far up there for me. Of course, that could change if I, put 20 more hours into it, and I just feel like it's not really worth getting back into or something. Because it's hard to put that up there with something like Minecraft, where I might have like 1,000 hours into.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it looks cool. Have you been recording some footage for some content to put out there?
So far not yet, but I want to. Okay. I'm just not sure what it would be because we get on there and we're like just trying to figure out some of the basics a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean that could be fun in itself. But yeah, that's always been a fun game to watch. I've watched a bunch of the footage just because it's just a really cool idea and it's a very well made game. It's not my thing, like the whole resource management and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit more into those games. I'm just so bad at them. That's the problem.
Yeah, this is not like too heavy on that. If you gave it a try, I think you'd see that it's a little more of a survival game than resource management.
Okay. Cool. even those survival games. Like if any game I have to find food,
yeah,
I'm done.
You're out.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out. I'm too busy doing other stuff. And I'm like, listen, I gotta go find food on now. On top of that, I gotta find food in real life. I'm like, where's my Doritos? I'm reaching for my Doritos. I can't find them.
Oh yeah.
I played a lot this week. I got there was a Steam sale, so you know, I got some new games off of that. Diablo. I played the Diablo beta. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just more Diablo. Yeah, I really like, so it's I think maybe I played it for like, I'd say maybe like 4 or 5 hours. Created a barbarian character, went through, did a few like dungeons and some missions and stuff like that, and it is really just more of the same, but it's so smooth and so like the world is beautiful. Everything about it looks great. It just looks like an improvement over the previous ones. Specifically, Diablo 3.
That's going to launch pretty soon, right? I know we don't have it in this week's show, but maybe next week or the week after.
So, actually, this weekend, the open beta starts. So, I think after this show comes out, it might still be going on. I'm not certain how long the open beta goes on. And then I believe the game comes out in like a couple months. So it's not immediate, but it is soon-ish. So yeah, it was awesome. If anybody's out there who hasn't tried the beta and you're a fan of Diablo, it's just more of that. It just works. Like everything is great on it. You know, the character creation, the everything. You know, it's awesome.
Nice.
And then another game. So I haven't played this game for my Steam Deck called Deckham. Now this is a mobile game that's been out. It's a very, very simple title, and I just got it recently because it's a card game. It's kind of like a solitaire game, but it's got a boxing theme. So all the cards, there's 52 cards, and all the cards are either blocks, punches, other like fighters, like incoming attacks, or health. So you'll get dealt 4 cards, and then of those 4, you have to like get through the round. There's 12 rounds like a boxing match, and you have to make it against the champ without your hit points going all the way down. And at first, like, I'm like, what is this game? It's so dumb. I was like, I don't understand it. And then like it kind of clicks. And then I'm like, okay, now so this, like, there's a way to do it without getting any damage. So it just depended on the order that you put the cards in. So it's very much like solitaire in that fashion, where it's like, it's all about, you know, you got to get the cards out there. You can reserve some cards for later. So it's all about knowing when to use the cards and stuff like that. And I found myself like 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, I need to take a little break from this.
Yeah.
And then so it's so simple though, too, in that there's really, that's it. Like there's just those cards. You play a match. If you don't make it, you try again. If you make it, that's it. You won. You know, there's no overarching story, anything like that. And in that respect, it's a little like light on what it offers, but it's a $3 game. You know, it's like $2.99. Play it on mobile. You could play it on Steam, PC, probably wherever. But this has been my addiction this week. Deckham. So yeah, check it out. If any of those buzzwords, you know, get you: solitaire, cards, boxing, which is a weird combination. You don't.
It is. But you know, those card-based games are always pretty interesting when they come up with something new like that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much life this has, you know, because like I said, it doesn't offer much outside that simple game. You know, it's not. You know, you get a high score. That's basically it. You know, you want to get on the charts, but otherwise, it doesn't offer much, but it is definitely a fun time waster. You know, you can play a couple matches while you're pooping. That's always my gauge.
Oh yeah.
You know, how many games can I play while I'm pooping? All right. Should we move on? Should we get into the news this week?
We better.
We got a lot to talk about, so let's do it. All right, let's start things off with our new releases from last week. All right, first up, Chia. I don't know how it's pronounced, but this came out March 21st on PC, PS4, and PS5. This was a, we talked about it recently, it's a PlayStation Plus day one title. So I did get a chance to play. I played maybe almost 2 hours of it the other day. And I got some things to talk about. But first of all, it's the design of the game. So now this is created by just a handful of people as kind of like a love letter to where they're from. So it's New Caledonia. It's an island in the Pacific Ocean, and it's like all these different nationalities and languages spoken there. And in this game, they only use like local talent from there for their voice talent and stuff like that. And it's this beautiful open world like adventure game. It's like this tropical paradise, and you play as this child that can like, I mean, basically you're exploring, you're going around, but you have the ability to go in other animals. Your soul goes in other animals. You're not physically going in the other animals. You're like wearing like just like a skin of like a boar. That would be an entirely different game. But it's just like, it's bright and vibrant, and the art style is really, really cool. The open world, it's not huge because, you know, it's an island. But it is like, it's fun to traverse. You have like this glider, so it's kind of like Zelda-y. There's character like customization. You can change your outfits, and then on top of that, there's like a ukulele that you play like it's Guitar Hero throughout the game. Like You're just sitting at a campfire, and they're like, "Hey, play us a song on the ukulele," and it's like
Dragon
a whole
Force
like
kicks in.
yes. But no, it's like just a real chill. It's just a chill vibe. The whole thing that I've played so far, it's just been a chill vibe. Now I don't know if there's going to be like any like major like protagonists or anything that come in, or antagonists that come in and shake things up, or if I'm just like exploring this island and just like, you know, doing my thing. There are like bad guys that you know, you have to as part of the story. But, you know, there's really not much like combat or anything that I've seen so far in the first hour or so. But I'm enjoying it. It's a nice chill game. Although I did start to fall asleep literally as I'm playing the ukulele in the game.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's like causing me to doze off. So be warned. All right, our next game, Have a Nice Death, came out March 22nd on PC and the Nintendo Switch. This is like it's a 2D action roguelike. It's literally just death at work. You know, he's got to work just like you and I. He's just like one of us. So it's all like the trials and tribulations of work, but as the harbinger of death himself, with his scythe out there. You know, there's 9 different departments to go to, 10 total bosses. And then every time you go through a level, you have like a performance review. So at these points, you'll be able to upgrade your stats and stuff like that. And just like any role, like you go back out there a little bit more powerful and try to get a little bit further in the game. What really drew me to it though is this beautiful art. Like It is, I don't even know how to describe it, but it is just so crisp and vibrant and beautiful looking. Like, it's so cool looking.
Like in the combat during the side scrolling of this, I see like really cool effects going on. That sound effects mixing in with that, the colorful lights and things like that seems very satisfying. Like when you pull off a strong attack or something. Absolutely,
satisfying. That is a great, because it did. Just watching the trailer, I'm like, oh my god, I want to do this. I want to do this in real life. So I definitely want to check that out. I've heard that the difficulty level, specifically for the bosses, is like a little bit cheesy. Like it's tough. It's very, very hard.
Oh yeah.
And not like, it's very hard. So I don't know. That's a little bit of a detractor for me. And then I also read that the like the jokes about the workplace lifestyle and stuff like that really hit. Their writing is really good. So that draws me right back in. So I'll put it on my wish list for a sale at some point, you know?
Yeah. Seems like a perfect game for the Switch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, I'll play that on my Steam Deck and it'll be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Just like I love these little indie roguelikes for handhelds. They really just fit. And then our last game, Resident Evil 4, came out March 24th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, and PC. So this is a remake of the classic 2005 game, probably the best, I mean, arguably the best Resident Evil game ever of the entire series. So it is now modernized, updated visuals, updated controls, and it's getting like 10 out of 10s from so many press outlets. It's at a 92 on Metacritic right now for the PC version. Insane. So
yeah.
I wasn't planning on so I always wanted to get I don't know, we talk about it all the time. I love the idea of horror games. I get in there and I'm like, I second guess myself. I'm like, why am I doing this? It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that being said, I really want, from all the reviews that I've read, this one sounds like it's amazing. So I might have to do it.
I have to wonder if there's going to be something missing if I go to play it without having that nostalgia factor for the original.
It's possible. Yeah. Yeah. This one, have you ever played the original?
I don't think so. I've only played one of these on the GameCube.
Gotcha. Yeah. This one was one of the first, also the first one, first two, I guess, were everybody played those back. What was it, for the PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic games. And then this one was GameCube. It was the must-have game for the Nintendo GameCube. And it was different too. It wasn't just simple zombies. This was creepy villagers that could chase you and do all this different stuff. So, but yeah, what I'm hearing though is that they're planning a full version of this to come out at some point in VR. So I'm thinking that I might just wait and get the VR version and just go all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if they pull that off, that sounds like a very detailed VR game compared to some of the games you see for VR.
Oh, absolutely. So right now, Resident Evil 8, which I got in there and I tried it a little bit, is full game in VR for PSVR 2, and it is, I mean, it's a full AAA game. It looks amazing. It's so scary, dude. It's so much scarier in the VR. So I played it for a little bit, and I was home alone, and I was just like, let me try this game out. That way, no one can make fun of me when I scream. But then I was like, all right, I've had enough. I instantly switched to Synth Riders for a fun music adventure to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm glad to hear we're there. Because I do have a little experience with the Oculus Quest 2, but most of those games that I played, not hooked to PC, it's it's fun, but you can tell it's a mobile processor running these games, so they leave a little to be desired. But that's really cool that we're there. Sounds like we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the few AAA titles that are out for PSVR 2 right now are they're amazing. Really, really well done. All right, that's it. Those are our new releases for this past week. Some really good games that came out. I'm excited to play all of them. So it's rare that we have a week like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's keep things cruising along and talk about our news of the week. All right, first up, Microsoft Minute. That one actually flows a little bit better, right?
Yeah, that works.
It seems we talk about Microsoft and the whole Activision merger every single week. So this is our chance we get, and this one's a little bit less about the merger, although it is, it does factor in. Let's talk about it instead of me just rambling on about what it might be. I'm just going to allude to what it might be for another 5 minutes. No, but let's talk about it.
Building suspense.
Exactly, that's what I'm doing.
The edge, and then
and then getting them off. Is that what you were going to say?
I was just saying, then what's going to snap it on them?
Oh yeah, that too. Sure. So I think we talked about it recently. Maybe I don't know when it was. I have no concept of time. But Microsoft is planning on creating a digital store for their mobile games, I guess we would call them. The games, mobile games. So this is based on the Digital Markets Act coming into place in March of 2024. This is when this is all planned for. So a year away. And what that is, it requires Apple and Google to allow third-party app storefronts on their mobile platforms. Now, this is a European act. I'm not certain if it does also apply to the States here. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So they're really hinging this store mostly on if this Activision deal can go through, because that's the biggest ones. They got Candy Crush, the Diablo Immortal. Those are some big games that they could be offering through this third-party Microsoft store.
Oh, yeah.
But let me read a little quote ski. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Are you?
I was just going to say the whole, King library of games. That's
yes! The King. The Burger King games. Sneak King. Oh, remember that game?
Yes.
All right. Phil Spencer said in an interview, he said, "We want to be in a position to offer Xbox and content from both us and our third-party partners across any screen where somebody would want to play. Today, we can't do that on mobile devices, but we want to build towards a world that we think will be coming where those devices are opened up. The Digital Markets Act that's coming, those are the kinds of things that we are planning for. I think it's a huge opportunity." And I agree, Phil Spencer. It is a huge opportunity. There's a lot of money in the mobile market, and it's pretty cool that they're opening it up to... should we get our own app store?
I think so. It'll be easy to compete with Xbox and Epic Games.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Netflix is doing it, right?
Yeah.
They're doing it. Yeah, I could make a mobile game or two. How hard could it be?
Mm-hmm.
But so, like I said, this is that King lineup of games. Do you think this happens, this store, still without the merger going through?
I don't know, because that's a whole lot less content that they have day one that they could shove into that store that's guaranteed sellers.
Right. We the last time this came up, we talked about the possibility of all the the Xbox Bethesda games that could be popping out in mobile versions, and then offered as far as third-party store goes. So it's a possibility. But with that, they're going to have to make new games. They don't have this lineup of already existing mobile titles that they could put out there.
Yeah. But, I mean, of course, we do have streaming through Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate. So I kind of wonder if part of this will intertwine into that service. So, I mean, it could be full AAA games that you're streaming on your phone, like you already can through Ultimate Game Pass.
Yeah, but this would just be, it would have a setup storefront market where maybe you could buy it outright or something if if you're digging it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stream right to your phone with that game.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good thought. So, so much of Microsoft's future is really dependent on this merger, and it is it's interesting to see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
We should start taking bets over at Fruit Lab. We'll get a pool going. If they think it's going to go, we'll get the odds, some odds. There's got to be some odds makers out there putting odds on this thing.
Yep. Let's check Caesar's Palace.
Exactly. Next up, Respawn Entertainment has opened its third studio. This one is going to be focused on creating new content for Apex Legends, which is what I thought all of their studios were doing. I didn't know Respawn was making anything but content for Apex Legends. They canceled, anything interesting they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid. They got to get that Apex money, though, right?
I guess. I mean, they were talking about Titanfall Legends, which would be the combination of the two, or the storyline in between the two, which would have been awesome. But for some reason, they acted like they couldn't afford to do that. But here they are with a brand new studio.
Yep. Speaking of Titanfall, I just today I bought Titanfall 2 on the Steam sale. It was only like $4.50 or something like that.
Nice.
So I'm gonna play through that campaign again. I'm excited because I don't even know if I ever finished it when I had it the first time. I was so into the multiplayer. Like the campaign was amazing. I think I played half of that, and then once I liked the multiplayer, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that. So I'm excited to play it. But yeah, so this one, the studio, it's in Madison, Wisconsin, led by veteran AAA Battle Royale and FPS developers. And part of this press release states, we're incredibly excited to announce that the Apex Legends team at Respawn will continue to strengthen its development team with the introduction of a brand new studio location in Madison, Wisconsin, led by industry veteran Ryan Burnett. And they gave a little background about Mr. Burnett's his accomplishments. And then they said, at its core, this expansion represents Respawn's commitment to work with the most skilled, curious, and creative minds in the industry. Having just passed its 4th anniversary, our aim is to continue to make Apex Legends the premier battle royale on the market. I cannot think of a better addition than the immensely talented developers in Madison working alongside our Los Angeles and Vancouver teams to help us shape what comes next. Yeah. Now, do you think it's the premier battle royale on the market?
It's hard to say. I would say that Fortnite and Warzone are probably a little bit higher in the ranking than Apex.
That's what I would think. I think at one point Apex might have been, but I think Fortnite has really taken that title, and then Warzone is definitely right up there as well. So, do you ever get down with the Apex action?
A little bit. Like right after it came out, I played for probably a month and then just kind of hung it up.
Yeah, as with all of these games, I loved it up until the point where I just got, outclassed. It gets to a point where my skill level plateaus and everybody else is like up here. And then it stops being as fun when I'm not getting those victories,
Oh, yeah.
What I thought was interesting regarding this, though, was that just a few weeks ago, EA laid off 200 Apex Legends quality assurance testers in its Baton Rouge, Louisiana office. So, interesting. They're not testing it anymore. They're just hiring new developers to make it tested. I don't know. Who's testing this stuff?
That's a good question.
No one knows. But I guess they had to lay them off to get money for the studio. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The high cost of Wisconsin. All right, the Unreal Engine still going strong, and to prove that, they just had a State of Unreal. And in it is, this is like a direct where they announced like all the things that are happening surrounding the Unreal Engine. Now, I don't know if this is the first time this happened. It was interesting. I didn't know that these engines had their own directs,
Yeah, I never heard of another one.
No. But so it was pretty interesting, though. I thought, so you can watch the whole thing out there. They talked about the updates for the engine and what's coming. But just a quick run through of the things that they did announce. There is a Unreal editor coming for Fortnite that allows players to develop their own games inside of the Fortnite game. So that was pretty cool. That's only for the PC version. And it'll be interesting to see what people can make with that. That's always fun,
For sure. And I wonder if there's going to be like some cross-play compatibility there with the PC-made custom content.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, make it on PC, shoot it up to the cloud, however the internet works, put it up there in the internet cloud.
Sounds pretty good either way. It sounds like, I hope they manage that part, because sometimes the coolest games, like in GTA 5, where you can make custom multiplayer modes, the management of it sucks, and you can't access any of the coolest stuff. So, gotcha. That's where they could easily go wrong, but hopefully not.
Yeah, that would be, it'll be fun to see. And then they also showed off a metahuman animator that Ninja Theory is using to push the boundaries of real-time facial animation. So this was pretty cool. And it's like they have like this camera, or you could use an iPhone, and it could reproduce, like you record, and then it reproduces any facial performance as a high fidelity animation right there on the screen. I was like, oh my goodness, this falls into the wrong hands.
Oh no!
But it was really, really cool. It made it like very realistic looking. So the engine is still, able to accomplish that pretty well. And then Unreal Engine 5.2, they talked about some demos and some new features coming to the engine 5.2, and yeah, that was pretty much the main highlights. I just thought it was interesting that this this game engine is having its own show, and they didn't even save that for E3. What is E3 gonna have?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just another just epic, just being trillionaires. I don't even know how much money they have anymore, but they're like, hey, let's just throw money at this showcase where we talk about our game engine.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on. Last week we talked about a rumor regarding a new Counter-Strike 2 game, and then bam, it happened. It was made official. Counter-Strike 2 is coming. So we don't have a release date, but we do have an idea. Summer 2023, and it will run on the Source Engine 2. All this engine talk. It's like we're like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
When's that State of Thomas the Tank Engine coming?
Oh gosh. Yeah, next PBS telethon, I think.
Yeah, that's the question. Choo Charles is hosting it.
Yeah.
So Counter-Strike 2 coming sometime summer 2023. It will be a free upgrade to CSGO. And it's in limited testing to some players right now. And there'll be a lot more information coming out in the next few weeks. But what it's going to be, it's a, let's see what they say. It's the largest technical leap forward in Counter-Strike's history, ensuring new features and updates for years to come. So they showed a video showing what players can expect. Upgraded, overhauled maps, game-changing smoke grenades, tick rate independent gameplay. I don't even know what that means. Like I've always been told to avoid the ticks because they have Lyme disease. So, yes. Yeah. So very, very cool. Regardless of tick rate, your moving and shooting will be equally responsive, and your grenades will always land the same way. Well, that's good to know, right?
Yeah. I would have hoped that would have been in the game to begin with, but I don't know, when was CSGO from, like 2002 or something?
It's been around a long time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So they're gonna have all these overhauled maps. They've been fully rebuilt from the ground up using the Source 2 tools and rendering features. So pretty cool for CSGO fans. It being a free upgrade and everything, like that's awesome. You don't get that a lot. Good guy Valve, dude. They take care of you. I've been really having a lot of fun on my Steam Deck lately, and I was like, I'm glad I'm part of the Valve family. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else to add about Counter-Strike 2?
I wonder if this means we'll get Half-Life. What is it, 3? I know it's like a big thing that people want, and they've wanted it for a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, now that they're done with this upgrade, they move on to the next one, right? That's how it works. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That would be. You know what else is interesting? The return of video game movie adaptations. These were always the best. I mean,
that's what we all wanted more of.
Not really the best, but they were always fun back in the day, I mean, you're talking all the way back to, like, you got Lion King on the Nintendo or Super Nintendo, I think it was,
Oh, yeah.
And then the Ghostbusters, just all these games. Anytime there was a big movie, you had the video game adaptation. You don't see that ever anymore.
Yeah. It used to be like every show and movie got a game in like the PS2, Xbox 360 era. Yeah. But going forward, I mean, I played that Mad Max game, and it was like really, really good.
That was a great game.
But that's a standout as far as movies adapted into games.
Right. Yeah, we get like the Lord of the Rings. Those games. I think there's an Avatar game coming out. There was a Dune game recently. So they're still out there, but I'm talking, I want them regularly. And
Yeah.
the one we're specifically talking about, I guess we should get into it. Zack Snyder has a new movie coming out called Rebel Moon. This is going to be coming out this December on Netflix, and it's super sci-fi. Like, it's been described as like Star Wars meets Akira Kurosawa's films, like Seven Samurai or something. So, instantly after that, I was like, I'm in. And then, recently, Zack Snyder on the Nerd Queen's YouTube channel went into a little details about what he's been working on. So he says, it's not a small time commitment to Rebel Moon. The one thing that I'm really having a good time with, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but, you know, this role-playing game that we're doing. He says, it's so immersive and so intense and so huge. We talked about how we would do the game, and we just said, let's go. All I'll say is that, like, I always wanted to do an RPG, and it was pitched to me at this scale. So I guess it's like they're just jumping in, feet first, with a huge scale AAA role-playing game based on this, you know, this brand new sci-fi IP.
Yeah, and how they're going to pull that off and come up with something like that's really good by, you know, around December or soon enough after that they actually stay relevant to the movie when it comes out.
That's going to be the hard part. Yep, that's going to be the hard part. Like, to make a decent game in, you know, I don't know. He doesn't say how long this has been in development. He does say he's not supposed to talk about it a couple times. So, you know, obviously they're not ready to show anything. But, yeah, this is coming out in, what, you know, 9 months. He's got to hope that the movie is amazing, where people are like, we need more Rebel Moon. Yeah. And then they could just go play it.
Yeah, which, I mean, maybe this is an indication that the people at Netflix think that this has a lot of meat on the bone that they can make more out of.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there haven't been, like, any real amazing Netflix movies, you know, recently that blow me away. So, hopefully this is the outlier, you know, and hopefully this is more of, like, Justice League, the Snyder cut, as opposed to, you know, just regular, like, Justice League or Superman versus Batman. I don't even know if he did that one. Moving on, let's talk about some game announcements. There's some exciting games announced. The first one being Sonic Origins Plus. So this comes out June 23rd. And so recently, well, I guess it's been over a year, the Sonic Origins came out, and it's like just a selection of all the previous Sonic games, the 2D, you know, side-scrolling Sonic games and that sort of thing. But this one, basically a sequel to that. It's going to add 12 Game Gear games, playable Amy to Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD, and a playable Knuckles to Sonic CD. So I guess it's adding characters to the games. So it's going to be available as a $9.99 expansion if you own the last one, or you could purchase it outright for $39.99, and it includes the regular Sonic Origins and all the DLC. So yeah, are you you're not a Sonic guy? I know the answer. I was going to ask.
I own all the Sonic games that I want right now, and that is 0 Sonic games.
Yeah. I just watched the Sonic 2 movie last weekend. It's great. I actually really enjoyed it.
Is it the one Jim Carrey as like the bad guy?
Jim Carrey. Yep. Both of them, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, great movies. Yeah. And it actually made me, more than anything that has ever happened in the history of time, Sonic 2 made me want to play some Sonic video game.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I've never been like, yeah, let's go play Sonic. I don't know. But for those of you that want to get out there with the blue hedgehog, this is it. June 23rd, you could have all of it. It's going to be out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So put it on your calendar. It's coming real soon. It's going to even have like so the physical edition, you can buy the physical edition. It's going to have like an art book, a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, all the hardcore Sonic heads, Hedge heads, the Blue Boys, the Blue Crew. I bet they have a cool name like that, Blue Crew.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Blue Chew, which is
the tablets.
Yeah.
Off-brand Viagra.
Yeah, we're gonna get them to sponsor this show, so we make sure you say good things
them
about
underwear, razors. We'll take anything.
Exactly, all of those. Yeah, I've got a boner right now. Thanks, Blue Chew. See, that was just a test. That one was for free. You can
hardly see it in my MeUndies.
Exactly. These ones are for free. The next ones are going to cost you, so send us a contract. Another game that was announced. This one sounds amazing. A God of War inspired Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game based on a series, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series from 2020 called The Last Ronin. So I didn't read this book. It's on my to-read list. So this is the return of Eastman and Laird, the original creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's set like in the future. It's like an alternate version of it where I don't want to give any spoilers away, but like all the turtles are dead except one. And I'm not going to tell you which one, but that's what this story is based on. And so it's like a really dark Ninja Turtles, and you play like as this one Ninja Turtle in this really awful dark future. Sounds amazing, doesn't it?
I had no idea this existed, but yeah, this just the idea of this really got to me. And I love stuff like this where they take something that's fairly like clean, like even some of the new Disney movies like Cruella, and they make it gritty. Yeah. And you see that alternative version of it. The new Joker movie is kind of one of those.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about this, which would make for an awesome part in the game, so the Last Ronin, he carries the weapons of his three fallen brothers. So it would make for some cool fighting styles. You could upgrade like whatever, your bow staff or your sword or that sort of thing. So yeah, as soon as I read this article, I was like, this needs to happen now. But unfortunately, it's probably a few years from seeing the light of day. So we'll just have to keep making our fanfics. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yours could stand to be a little less erotic, but that's just a note.
My bad. I mean,
yeah. Moving on. All right, and then the last game that was announced, again, a really cool sounding game, Lego 2K Drive. Yes, a Lego racing game, a AAA Lego racing game. So this is a coming out for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, Nintendo Switch, PC. It is exactly what you think. It's a racing game where you make cars with Legos. Now, I don't know if you can make like anything with them, but there are like over 1,000 unique Lego pieces to use and to customize your vehicles and that sort of thing. It's got multiplayer, couch co-op, like split screen. Let's see. It promises to deliver a wide open world, different biomes, races, mini games, challenges, collectibles, things to destroy, and a story to tie it all together. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And as I started reading more about it, it's like, wow, this is everything that I want it to be as far as like customizing your car, whether that be like an on-road car, an off-road car, different things like that they bring up. Sounds pretty cool. I wonder like how crazy you can get with the customization. Can I make like some Mad Max style vehicles in here with the right parts and colors?
Exactly. I want to make like the Lego movie vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Or like have you ever seen the Lego movie?
Yeah.
They just like, it's just like a couch that is like I don't know. It turns into a spaceship or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. That'd be cool as hell. Like I hope that the level of customization here is just off the charts.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. There's more conventional choices there in the game too. Cars from Lego City, Creator Speed Champions, even the McLaren Solus GT and F1. So yeah. And the fact that it's just an open world game too, like, is awesome. Just an open world Lego game where you just destroy everything, I'm sure, like you can in all those games. And then, yeah, just drive around. On top of that, it's also going to have a like a season pass. So it's going to have include all new biome plus 4 individual post-launch seasons of Drive Pass content, each with new vehicles and themes. So it's packaged in the 2 more expensive editions of Lego. It's also available to purchase separately. So it gets you, yeah. Oh, here's a little idea of the kind of cars. The standard edition gets players the Aqua Dirt Racer Pack, off-road car, and racer boat. So some weird stuff there. But yeah, I think this is a great idea, and I am all in.
Yeah, I want to see more about it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll get like a trailer. I don't know how far along it is. There's no way. Oh, soon, May 19th. That's real soon. There's got to be a trailer coming real soon then. So, very cool. Yeah, multiplayer Lego racing game. It's not what I had on my bingo list for today, but it's coming. All right, and that's it. That is our news for this week. Have I missed anything today?
We hit it all.
It's good. I'm out of beer. I need Mas Cervezas. All right, let's call it a day then. My name is Erecta Red. This gentleman right here is Full Clip. You can find us on Fruit Lab, posting some excellent video game content there. Go check it out. Earn some pips, buy some gift cards, and play some video games. You can also find us on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. He is at GameFAQs, GAMEFAX. You can also find him on Twitch, FullClip_FL. What else? What else am I pimping? The podcast. Find the audio version of this show every single week, available anywhere podcasts are found. And then check out our TikTok, where we're always putting out the highlights of every show that can be condensed down into tiny little snippets for your enjoyment while you're pooping. It's key. All right. You ready to get out of here?
Ready.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.